Hello again, class. So you should have just completed a quick SWOT analysis as a class for Grand Central Bakery. Hopefully remembering that the strengths and the weaknesses of the business are the internal factors and the opportunities and the threats of the business are the external factors. And I was going to collect your SWOT page today, but I wanted to let you know that I did put that template up on Canvas if you want to take a look at that. So here we go, final project. This is the final project for our food unit, and I wanted to go over it with you really quickly. So phase one of this project, you already know it's coming. You're going to demonstrate your proficiency to write with proper syntax and diction by writing a restaurant review and business analysis for a local establishment. You will also demonstrate your ability to present orally by presenting to your peers. And we're going to do this in a science fair style presentation. So that means that half of you will stand by your presentations and present while the other half is the audience, and then we'll switch. So you won't get to hear everyone's complete presentation, but you will be able to take a look at everyone's quick arguments. So requirements of this presentation, of this assignment, you are going to have a thoughtfully designed and professionally presented SWOT analysis. This is one page, and this should be aesthetically pleasing. It should look nice visually. It will not be like a block of text like in MLA format like we usually turn in for this class. In fact, I hope that you use your imagination and your creativity, but if you want to see some examples, you can, let's see, look for SWOT analysis on Google, and these are some ways that you can complete a SWOT analysis. So it should look nice. And you will be giving a copy of this to the business that you analyze. So I want it to look professional. So that's part of your final project. Moving on. The other part of your final project, and we'll talk about this when I'm back, is a commercial or print ad for your business, which you will also give to that business. You will also complete a restaurant review with background. So that's why you are interviewing the owner or the manager, because in your restaurant review, you should fold in some of that information. And we'll talk about that also next class. And finally, a presentation that incorporates most of the above written elements in a visually engaging manner. So maybe that's a PowerPoint or a Prezi or a keynote. Maybe because it's going to be science fair style, maybe it's an actual physical like trifold. It's up to you. The audience is your intelligent and engaged classmates. And what we are actually going to do is come up with 4 categories of awards that we want to give, and you will be trying to convince your classmates that your establishment deserves one of those awards. And we'll talk more about that in a little bit. So I want to show you the timeline for all of this, and this is on the home page of Canvas. So this is for Of Mice and Men and your final project. So next week we'll schedule our interviews, we'll get going, then we have no school next Thursday, Friday. We'll have time in class the following week to work on things. The 15th and 16th, you should be about halfway through Of Mice and Men. And you should probably be finished with your SWOT analysis. You can just have that up there as a goal, although I won't collect it until the following week. You'll have time to work, time to rehearse in class, and then your reviews will be presented on the 21st and the 22nd. So those are the 2 days before Thanksgiving break. Then we have a lovely Thanksgiving break. And on the 29th and the 30th, we will have our Of Mice and Men final discussions, which I think the sub probably already mentioned. We'll write our analytical paragraphs and we'll have some time to work. This week here also gives us a little bit of a buffer in case we fall behind. And then my plan is for us to do phase 2 of our final project during AT on the 14th. And then we can hang out and celebrate our accomplishments on the 15th and 16th by watching Of Mice and Men. So phase 2 of the final project is right here. And this is going to be a little difficult to explain, which is why I'm doing a screencast here. And it is the most intimidating as a teacher, but it is also what um, probably got us the funding and why people were excited about this unit. So the task I'm down here is to demonstrate your ability to collaborate, communicate, and organize in an authentic setting. The audience is your peers, teachers, administrators, and local business owners. And the target, I wrote being awesome at life, but I will find a way to tie this in. It'll definitely be a behavior target. But the idea is, and we talked about this last class, that we are so content rich that what we're really trying to help you do is collaborate and organize with each other, get those soft skills that you don't always get sitting in a desk and getting lectured at. And so this is going to be you taking over a little bit. We are going to host an awards on that 14th. We're going to host like an awards event at Sunset High School, and we're going to invite the business owners who win the awards, maybe Grand Central and Oyatsupan, who have been part of our journey. We're going to invite the administrators. We might invite some people who represent Nike, who gave us the money, and we will have a little program where we give the awards, where we talk about our learnings in our unit. Maybe some people read brief portions of their narratives. And so here are the different roles that we have. And the sub can just leave this up because with the final minutes of class, I'd like for you to discuss to brainstorm, find a partner, brainstorm which restaurant you think you might want to review, and then also consider where you want to go in the phase 2 of the project. So to clarify, phase 1 is the restaurant review and the SWOT analysis and the presentation. That will be done with a partner. Phase 2, these numbers are the amount of students I need. And for these, I do not want you working with a partner. I want you to think about what role in phase 2 you want to take and which role gets you most excited. So if you think your future holds event planning, I want you to look at that. If you think that you want to learn how to write a press release, then I want you to volunteer for that and really push yourself to break away from the people that you usually work with. So we have about $150 left. Someone's going to have to be in charge of our budget. We are going to actually make awards, and so someone's going to have to price those out and figure out if we can afford trophies, glass plaques, or just pieces of paper. Someone's going to have to figure out how we and period 1 are going to vote for winners and who we are going to award. So someone's going to have to figure all that out. Someone's going to have to figure out, do all the event prep. So find the space, talk with Patty Larson, figure out how many people are coming, and figure out what we want to do with that space on that day. Someone's going to have to figure out what students will do on the actual day of the event. And I'd love to, some kind of really modest refreshment, maybe like make horchata that Marielle and Ita made the other day, or just do something small for refreshments. Brochure design, we're going to have like a program, so someone's going to design that and write in that. Blog posts or video recaps of the unit, so just quick montages of what we learned and our writing and some pictures, or posting up to the blog some reflections on the unit. We need someone to be an MC, and so this person will be an MC with someone from period 1, and we'll kind of divvy up the program, and someone will help write and someone will actually speak. I'd like for a few groups to look at how we can make this better for next year. So maybe some reading ideas, writing ideas, maybe looking online to see what food writing is out there, different directions we can go. I'd like for a couple people to present the unit to the administration who gave us the money, and possibly a Nike rep who gave us the money. And then finally, the press release. I'd like for a couple people to write up press releases to give to local news establishments. It's a great skill to have, and we can invite them to our final event. Okay, so however much time you have left in class, you have that time to brainstorm. Phase 1, who you want to work with, what restaurant you want to review, and phase 2, on your own which role, take a look at these, and which role do you think that you might want to challenge yourself to take. So if the sub could just leave this screen up and you guys can have the rest of the period to brainstorm and work. All right, see you guys on Tuesday.